Let's be honest here. Lately, NBA All-Star Weekend has gotten a little stale. I mean, the dunk contest has been done like 100 times. The three-point contest is basically just a Warriors versus Rockets game. And the skills competition is actually pretty cool. I think if the NBA adds a one-on-one competition, well, that would be the most entertaining event in NBA All-Star Weekend history. What's up, guys? Mike here, and today we're talking about why NBA All-Star Weekend needs a one-on-one tournament, and I'm going to show you what that one-on-one tournament would look like. So enough talking, let's just jump into this. Every day in driveways, parks, and gyms across the world, people play one-on-one basketball. It's one of the sport's most common forms, but yet all we get from the NBA is the traditional 5-on-5 matchups. Today we're going to change all of that with the newly introduced Jordan Classic. Quick note, as you can see, the clips in this video will be me actually playing out the inaugural Jordan Classic. Yes, I've got all 8 players, they're matching up against each other, and we're going to have a champion. Now, back to what I was saying. Yes, we are naming the NBA's official one-on-one tournament the Jordan Classic because Michael Jordan is the greatest one-on-one basketball player of all time. Also, there's a potential for a brand deal there. We'll get to that later on. For now, let's just jump into the rules of the tournament. The official guidelines for the Jordan Classic are as follows. There will be 8 players in a single elimination bracket. Games will be scored like a traditional 5-on-5 game with 2s and 3s. In the first 2 rounds, games will be played to 15 points, and in the championship game will be played to 21. Also, the rules of the actual games will be loser's ball, take back everything, which is a huge thing for me. I hate when people just block the ball and go up and score. And you have to win by 2. As for the seeding, like I said, there's going to be 8 players total, but those 8 players are going to be chosen in a variety of ways. For starters, we're instantly implementing an MVP rule, which would state that the MVP of the league is automatically awarded the #1 seed for the first tournament we're doing and the 2nd seed for each tournament after. That is, of course, because the winner of the Jordan Classic is going to be awarded the #1 seed in the following year's tournament once we have our first winner, and this will be known as the Alpha Dog rule, which I already think is really cool because winning a one-on-one contest and then being named the NBA's official Alpha Dog for the entire next year is actually going to mean something to these players. These are all superstars with tremendous egos. Can you imagine how hard LeBron would take a one-on-one matchup with Steph if an official title of Alpha Dog was on the line? It would be insane. But at this point, you might already be thinking, how are we going to make sure stars such as LeBron and Curry actually play in this thing? And don't worry, we'll get to that. For now, we're continuing with the player selection process here, and so after 1 or 2 players are given automatic bids, depending on whether the MVP and the Alpha Dog are the same person or not, the remaining spots except for the 8th seed will be chosen through a simple fan vote. There will be restrictions on this vote though because of the prize. Again, we'll get to all of this eventually. And so the only players that will be eligible to participate in the Jordan Classic will be players that are all-stars this year or last year. This gives the fans power, which they and the NBA want because they always want to get the fans more involved. But it also prevents randoms from being chosen, and we really just don't want randoms here. Voting in someone like Zaza might seem funny at first, but at the end of the day, we're really going to want the game's biggest stars competing against each other. Like I said, we could see LeBron versus Curry in a championship rematch, Westbrook versus Durant in a battle of X's, and Kawhi versus Anthony Davis in a battle of people who don't really speak that much. We're not going to screw this up. This all-star rule will be in place, which brings us to the 8th spot, which will be determined in what I think is going to be one of the coolest subplots of this entire all-star weekend, because the man who will be competing in seed number 8 will be simply known as the Rising Star. And before we get into that real quick, I just need to say that I hate the whole World versus USA thing they have going on now. Just do rookies versus sophomores. It was simple, it was cool, you weren't copying from the MLB. There's no need to overthink this. Anyway, in the past, when a rookie or a sophomore was voted into the All-Star game, I always thought it was so awesome to watch that player first dominate his peers, then step onto the big stage and compete with the best the NBA has to offer. You always got the feeling that that young guy was out to prove himself, to prove that he did belong with these other big names, which is exactly why I want this 8th seed to go to the NBA's designated Rising Star. In other words, it's going to go to the best player that's either a rookie or a sophomore. This Rising Star will be determined in a separate tournament that will take place in private the day before the rookie-sophomore game, which is back, like I said. This tournament will give us a winner from the rookies team and a winner from the sophomores. And from there, those 2 players will play in the same championship rules as the Jordan Classic, first to 21 by 2s and 3s, and they will match up before the rookie-sophomore game on national television. Tell me that would not be epic. And if there's a ton of interest in this sub-tournament, which I think there will be because what one-on-one basketball is just awesome, then maybe someone like NBA TV could even televise the rookie-sophomore tournaments. I know for a fact I would watch as much one-on-one basketball as the NBA could possibly give me. And if everything goes as planned here and the Jordan Classic draws heavy interest, then the Rising Star one-on-one championship game could also be a great way to draw in viewers for the rookie-sophomore game. The most important thing here, though, is that the Rising Star tournament would just be really entertaining to huge basketball fans like us, which is the point of all of this. We want the NBA All-Star Weekend to be more entertaining, and I think this does that. So for today's video, I'm giving some respect to the most established player of the rookies and the sophomores, and I'm putting Cat in the Rising Stars spot, which would be interesting, but just imagine the run that Joel Embiid could have in this Rising Stars tournament. And imagine if he won the Rising Stars tournament and was matched up against Steph Curry with the whole basketball world watching. That would be amazing. Things like this need to happen for the sake of us fans. Just imagine if the NBA had been doing this for the last 10-15 years. We would have seen Allen Iverson versus Kobe, T-Mac versus Kobe, LeBron versus Kobe. I'm assuming Kobe would have been really good at this. But yeah, it would have been amazing. The more I think about this tournament, the more I just need it to happen. But with all entertaining ideas like this, there are definitely some questions you probably have. The biggest is, how do we get these NBA stars to actually participate in this tournament? I mean, the dunk contest can't get anyone to play, so why would these guys play in a one-on-one tournament? Well, my answer to this is to give every single participant $250,000, and the winner should get $1 million. Please do not click away from this video. I actually have some explanation for this. Yes, I get it. $3 million is a lot of money. The NBA is also a billion-dollar industry, and even if the NBA doesn't chip in anything, the amount of sponsorship opportunity here would be insane. This tournament is going to be a money-making goldmine, and I'm pretty sure it will be very easy to get sponsors. Just so you guys know, a single commercial during the NBA Finals costs over $500,000. So I don't think it's unrealistic at all that commercials and sponsorship costs would end up covering the entire cost of this tournament. Have the Rising Stars Challenge be the Coca-Cola Rising Star. Have the Alpha Dog named the PETA Alpha Dog of the Year. I'm pretty sure at this point you guys are really excited about this tournament. I mean, it's not real yet, but if it was, this would be all anyone was talking about. Like I said in the intro of this video, All-Star Weekend has just gotten stale. No one really cares who wins the three-point contest. No one really cares who wins the slam dunk contest. As for the skills competition, we don't even know what they're going to do every year. And if you could name the last 5 winners of that skills competition, then you're probably in 0.1% of all NBA fans, which means the NBA needs an event that's going to draw interest back into this weekend. I mean, that's what they want, right? They've gone from just an all-star game to trying to make this a whole weekend-long event. So at least give us something we care about. Do what you need to make sure these guys have a nice cash incentive that they could keep or donate to charity. Do what you need to make sure these guys actually want to play in this thing, because that's the most important thing here. We need another all-star weekend like Jordan versus Dominique in the slam dunk contest, not an all-star weekend that's bringing us Aaron Gordon versus Glenn Robinson. No offense to those guys, but the NBA is a league built on stars, and that's who we want to see play. The stars. Also, because it's just that important as an extra incentive to get these guys to play, I think the champion should win something for their entire team. You know, so that they feel a little pressure from their boys to actually participate and win. Just off the top of my head, let's say the winning team doesn't get drug tested for a year. Just kidding, but somewhere Klay Thompson got very excited. You get the point though, and I'd love to see some comments below for what the winning team should get. And speaking of the winner, if you've been keeping track of the tournament that's going on in this video, you'll know we've reached the finals of this tournament and we have LeBron matched up against Kevin Durant. So because this one-on-one tournament is not real, at least not yet, NBA, please get on this. Let's take a look at the first ever Jordan Classic final. Also guys, I don't need to waste anyone's time here. I'm just going to do the outro as this last game plays. And so there we have it. I'm not sure why the NBA hasn't had a one-on-one tournament yet. It seems so obvious, but yeah, hopefully this gets their attention. Hopefully Adam Silver watches this video and agrees with me. Adam, if you're watching, how you doing? You're doing good work, champ. Yeah, just called Adam Silver champ. Anyway, if you're new to this channel, I hope you subscribe. I make basketball videos like this. I do NBA what ifs. One's coming up soon. It's gonna be what if Magic and Bird were playing in the modern NBA. Gonna be sick. I also do NBA conspiracies. Just if it has to do with basketball, I do it. So if you love basketball, I think you'd love subscribing. I think you'd love joining this channel, and I just love to have you. To everyone who's already subscribed, thank you guys so much. You're just awesome. And as always, have an awesome day, my dudes, and cue that music. Cough, I mean, enjoy the rest of this game.